Got some fun segments coming up, but we want to talk about this. It affects a lot of people. Property tax surge. The I team uncovering sky-high property tax bills across Cook County specifically.
So consumer investigator Jason Knowles is here tonight with us in the Hour of Power, of course, to talk about what he is working on tonight. So far, Jason, what did you find?
Well, this can't come at a worse time, right? With inflation, bills, the grocery store, everything else, all the prices are up. Property taxes, of course, up too. It's been reported that property taxes are up across the county by 3.8%, $614 million. And what we are finding here, actually, we had the Treasurer's Office dig deeper into these numbers that are out there, and we found that 20,000 properties are facing increases of 100% or more. Some of them are 500%, 800%, even 1,000%. And you can take a look here at this family. There's a family business on the north side, and we did talk to them. They're facing a 140% increase. That business makes displays for retailers, and they are now possibly talking about layoffs. The future is uncertain for them. We talked to this woman here who is facing an 800+% increase. Yes, 800%. Now, I do want to just also explain something here too, is that we did get this data and this information from the Treasurer's Office, the Cook County Treasurer's Office. The Treasurer just sends out the bills. The Treasurer's Office is not responsible for the amount of the bill. The Assessor's Office just determines how much those bills are going to be after assessing the value of the property. So that's what's going on here, but we did get the information from the Treasurer's Office.
That's a good point to make.
A simple question that surely does not have a simple answer. Why? How can someone see an 800%? I mean, why is that happening?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that too, because I also want to note the Assessor's Office says in many of these cases, the assessed values of some of these homes and some of these businesses did go up. The Assessor's Office is also saying that in many cases, these properties were potentially undervalued in years past. But the issue and the problem, people are saying, okay, maybe I was undervalued, but why are you hitting me with this now? And why isn't it in increments? Yeah. Why is this right now? And why am I going to have to pay this? You know, these bills came out last year in December. That's a whole nother story, how they were delayed. And then people had to turn around and pay by the end of December. Now the new bills are already out.
Wow.
They're online. I don't think they're out in the mail yet. They come out in the mail, I believe, March 1st. They're due in April. So they're going to be hit again. And there's people that are hit with these giant increases. They're wondering how they're going to pay.
And the IRS had said with your tax refund, hold off because we don't know if we're going to get that in time. So people who might be looking for a refund have got to wait on that. The timing is terrible.
Yeah, it's tough, but there is something you can do. I know you're about to ask that, but I'll just jump in and tell you too.
Okay.
So the best thing you can do right now is you can appeal. There are 3 different ways you can appeal. Actually, it's a 3-step process. The first thing you do in Cook County is you can go to the assessor's website and you can file that appeal. This is after you receive the reassessment notice. And when you do this, you may or may not get the answer you want. If you do not get the answer you want, the next step is you can appeal to the Cook County Board of Review. If you don't like their answer, you can go to the Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board. And we're going to put all this information on our website, of course, right after the story airs. The video's on at 10. We'll have all of this information, this step-by-step process. You know, in many cases, you can file appeal. You can do this appeal process all on your own. Sometimes you may want an attorney. Attorneys will charge a fee. Like if they get that money back for you, they may get a percentage of the refund you get back. But you can do it on your own. And if you live in a condominium complex like I do, it's almost like a default through your association. Many times they will hire an attorney and do it for you.
Do it for the whole entire building,
right,
or for several people jump in on that. It's just, wow.
Yeah, it's tough, but there is hope.
Astonishing. I mean, I can't imagine getting that in the mail. You open it up or getting it, and your heart starts beating.
I mean, you
like,
see the amount you owe.
Yeah,
and this is coming out of the pandemic.
Where am I going to get the money
Where
from?
are you going to get? I know you're focused on Cook County tonight. Before we let you go, do you think this is happening in other counties? I mean, this is not unique to Cook County.
Well, what we're hearing is the calls we're getting and the data we're getting is it is more unique to Cook County. Now, I have heard that property taxes are up across the board in several counties. I've talked to other people who are saying that their property taxes are up. But we are focusing on Cook County, and the dramatic increases we are seeing are in Cook County. But again, the assessor is saying that things have changed, and the assessor has also said that a lot of residents have seen breaks on their taxes. So this first number of the 3.8% is across the board of that
Wow.
increase. So some people have gotten a break, some residents.
Okay.
It's shifted to the commercial, but there's a lot of residents who are seeing a surge too.
So how long will this last? Like, will they do this again in a year or do this again in 2 years?
Well, you're assessed every 3 years in Cook County.
Okay.
It depends on where you live. They break it up in
Wow.
regions. They're assessed every 3 years. You know, usually taxes, right, they always go up, right? The question is how much.
Okay.
Thank you. This is tonight at 10.
Yeah.
We'll be joining you for that. It'll be during our regular newscast. We'll post that where you're watching us. Thanks for the insight. I suspect the I-Team phone's going to start ringing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
From other counties. We're
Yeah.
like, wait a second.
Right.
You know, we might be seeing this in some other
More
places.
and more calls. We actually got these calls and started this because of the other story we did in December about
Right.
the 450% increase that a gentleman had on his apartment complex.
Those are
that he had.
staggering numbers.
Yeah.
Glad you're following up on
Yeah.
it. Jason, we'll see you.
Very helpful.
Yeah. Now, coming up, Missing the Captain. Tonight, we're hearing from the Blackhawks on Jonathan Taylor.